you would see something in the newspaper that
Yo.
might be happening in San Francisco a couple hours north. But you know, it's like I didn't know.
Oh.
Maybe it wasn't a topic that
Oh.
was discussed in the church. So it was so foreign
Yo,
to me
bro.
that
Hello, is anyone going to talk right now?
didn't know where to
Yo, bro.
place it. And
Hello, is anyone going to
so
talk right
in a
now?
strange way, I wasn't afraid of it. You know, I don't even, it doesn't really make sense. I just knew that. I knew
Yeah,
that I was
bro.
from an early
Like,
age,
the moderation today is lazy.
and that obviously, you know, as I developed into my
They,
teenage years, that was sort of intensified
like, they're
what
tagging
probably
something
happened on
that
set.
it is not even inappropriate or
It was
bad.
actually, now that I'm starting to think about it, it was weird because you know,
Really?
you know,
See, that's an example.
but you know, you go through the motions.
Like, what are you kidding me, bro? Like, seriously, what are you kidding me, bro?
Get off to college. And so,
Like,
but
seriously,
how
are
did
you
that
kidding me, bro?
square with your, you know, your family's faith and your, I guess, your faith as a kid? I mean, were you thinking, I don't want this, and I'm gonna just kind of deny this part of myself, or did you just think, were you thinking like, I can't, as you said, I can't wait to get out and kind of engage and pursue this life? No, I didn't think about pursuing it, and here's what's odd, and I don't, you know, and I want to say this carefully because I know that I'm going to have a lot of people in my background. My parents.
Okay, what?
They're gonna listen. I don't want
Okay, bro, that's literally your player badge, bro.
I thought about this a lot the last couple of years.
Wait, wait. Wait, what was it?
When you are raised in a church, that there is so much emphasis placed on a lot of things that are technically not biblical. You know, whether or not you can go to
Yo.
school dances, or how big, you know, the print is on the homemade dresses that the women wore, or whether they were wearing mascara. It got down to that kind of minutia. Wow. Okay. They're all of the kind of. I remember growing up and the kind of bickering and the things that caused tension were silly little things like that weren't necessarily biblical. And so it sounds like Footloose, the movie. Yeah, it was, and you know that homosexuality was like so not even like on the table as part of the conversation that when I left, I didn't really know where to put it. And I think there was part of me that threw the baby out with the bathwater because I was trying to separate what was important and what wasn't. And you know, I don't know. I haven't quite. You know, I say that, but at the same time, there was a lot of internal struggle. I did feel like, well, wait a second. I know that intrinsically this is not what Jesus had his best, you know, has in mind for my life. But at the same time, I'm like, well, there's so many other versions of Christianity out there. I've been in growing up in one that is kind of fighting over these little issues that are not even biblical. You know, maybe there's some elasticity somewhere. Right. And I remember I was 18. I was getting ready to move to college in Seattle, which was the closest big city from where my parents lived, because we lived in Eastern Washington State, and that's where they live now. And so I was going to Seattle for college, and I had been communicating with somebody and had found one of these sort of conversion exploration therapy situations. And I came out to my mother and I told her, and I said, you know, you've got to help me strategize basically, like how, like, because this thing starts like a month before school starts, so how are we going to convince Dad without telling him this dirty little secret that I need to go early so I can be a part of this program?
Wait a minute, what?
I'm not sure how we actually
Why did you tell him to rejoin? Why did you tell him to rejoin?
Move to college, settle in, so I could start this, you know, kind of conversion therapy. And I remember going to that, was in the basement of a church, and I had never, at
10 years old, I realized I had never seen a gay person. I didn't know what I was going to walk into. So it was the first time I actually laid eyes on somebody who was dealing with the same issue.
And what was your mother's reaction when you came out to her?
It wasn't great. I think
It's time for Celebrity Family Feud.
Sorry guys though. Bacon Ren made a mistake. He accidentally clicked the intro.
Welcome to Miller.
Okay, you ready with the question?
So glad to have you on. I think it was like a couple months ago, or I can't remember, but someone sent me the clip of you speaking at your church in New York, and I was like, I gotta get it.
Okay, well, I mean, we have been sitting here for 6 minutes and
but you probably didn't see it. But I'm glad we're
20 minutes.
Oh, good. Yeah, so Drew Hammer, thankfully Drew Hammer intervened and she connected us, which is awesome.
Man, dang it.
Tell us, okay, so you have an amazing story. You were born into a strong Christian family, and you got baptized when you were 14. So what was that
What
like,
in the... Why are you saying honey for?
in your life?
What'd you say?
How young were you when you started to realize you were attracted to something?
You know that you're talking in Roblox, right? You're not talking in real life, brother. Why are you saying that? Hold up, bro. What is this dude saying right now? What is this dude saying right now? Yo, bro, what is this dude saying right now? Hold on, what is this dude saying right now? Bro, what is this dude saying right now? Okay. Yo, what is this dude saying right now, bro? Right now, bro. So what the heck is this dude saying right now, bro? Bro, what the heck is that? What is you walking over there for, bro? Bro, what you walking over there for?
What was that like when
You done? You done? You done?
So it was so foreign to me that
Are you done yet?
I really didn't know where to place it. So in a strange way, I wasn't afraid of it, I guess. It doesn't really make sense. I just knew that I was different from an early age. And that obviously, as I developed into my teenage years, that just sort of intensified. Nothing obviously happened on it, but it was a lonely place. Actually, now that I'm starting to think about it, it was because my friends were all starting to date. I would date.
You done?
Right.
You doing all of them? Wait, you doing all of them?
For me, it was about how quickly can I get out of here.
You doing all of them?
And so, but how did that square with your family's faith and your faith as a kid? I mean, were you thinking, I don't want this, and I'm gonna just kind of deny this part of myself, or did you just think? Were you thinking like, as you said, I can't wait to get out and kind of engage and pursue this life?
No, I didn't think about pursuing it, and here's what's odd. I don't, I want to say this carefully because I know that I'm going to have a lot of people in my background. My parents are still part of it. They're going to listen to this, and I don't want to offend anybody. But this is
Okay, what?
I thought about this a lot the last couple of years. When you are raised in a church, that there is so much emphasis placed on a lot of things that are technically.
Whoa. Hold up. Who said you were the leader of this? And anyways,
you know, the print is on the home.
I was the teacher here. And there ain't no test. There ain't no test.
Wow. Okay.
Who died
I remember
in
growing up and the kind of bickering and the things that caused tension were
what
things like that.
spell?
That weren't necessarily-
Say it in letters, bro. Say it in letters,
It
bro.
sounds like Footloose, the movie.
Yeah, it was, and you know, then homosexuality
2019.
was like so not even
Who hosted in 2019?
table as part of the conversation that when I left,
Hey, Dre, who's the host of
really know
Family Feud in 2019?
put it. And I think there was part of me that threw the baby out with the bathwater because I was trying to separate what was important and what wasn't. And since, you know, I don't know. I haven't
C.
You know, I say that, but at the same time, there was a lot
2019.
of struggle. I
Bro,
did
what?
feel like, well, wait a second. I know that
Okay.
intrinsically this is not
I kind of.
what Jesus had his best, you know, has
Yeah,
in
bro.
mind for my life. But at the same time, I'm like, well, there's so many other versions of Christianity out here. I've been growing up in one that is kind of fighting over these little issues that are not even biblical. You know,
What
maybe
the-
there's some elasticity.
Hold up. Wait, what?
You know,
Right.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
and I
How in the world
I was
Steve Harvey hosted 2019
in Seattle, which was
and he's not dead?
big city from where my parents lived because we lived in Eastern
Bro.
Washington State.
Steve
That's where
Harvey?
they live now. And so I was going to Seattle for
Okay,
college,
that's
and I had been
okay, bro.
communicating with somebody and had found
Okay, I just looked up 2019 host of Family Feud and it said Steve Harvey, so I think that's probably wrong, but he not dead.
I said, you know,
And nobody knew Cameron Boyce.
like, because this thing starts like a month before school starts, so how are we going to convince Dad?
Okay. Okay, 2019 host was Steve Harvey.
And I'm not sure how we actually manipulated that
Not-
conversation somehow.
Not Cameron Boyce.
A couple weeks, like a month early, moved to college, settled in, and start this
Bro, y'all got this wrong.
conversion therapy. And I remember
Who is Cameron Boyce, bruh?
and I had never at that point I was 18 years old. I
Cameron
never
Boyce,
realized
Family
that
Feud.
I didn't know what I was gonna what I was gonna watch. So it was the first time I actually
Yeah, bro.
laid eyes on somebody who was
Bro didn't.
And what was your mother's reaction when you came out to her?
It wasn't great. You know, I think she pretty much just like. I think
Yeah, bro did not.
which I guess I understand, you know, and I remember her saying just like, well, we can't tell your dad.
Oh,
I'm like, okay.
Oh,
well, I
wait.
don't plan on it 'cause
Oh,
that sounds
wait.
scary, and this is, you know, and I knew this was something.
So
that
you
I
weren't
was,
talking about Family
you know,
Feud.
proud of,
So,
and I
so you
was
weren't talking about Family Feud.
I remember
Oh.
growing
So you weren't talking about Family Feud. Oh. Okay, make sure you put on the clapping sound.
you know, even going through adolescence was so awkward and it was so embarrassing. So like anything that had to do with sex, it just kind of mortified me. So like I couldn't even
I'm gonna kick that real quick.
bear to have any sort of conversation about it. Especially this issue.
Ninja.
So what happened in that program that you were in? Did that help you at all? Did it?
No.
The ninjas. Make sure to raise them up.
No, I wasn't that.
Okay, make sure to raise them up to.
2, maybe 3 of the meetings and quickly dropped out. At that point, I was in Seattle. I'm like, no, this isn't for me. I'm here to have fun now. And getting out of there, I was like a bat out of hell. You know, I'm just like, ugh. And you know, I connected with a group of guys there who went to a vineyard church, and I was in there. They had a group house, and a couple of them were struggling with the same issue, and they were maybe 10 or 15 years older than me, so it was a little bit of a mentor, but honestly, that like, I had no desire to do anything. I just wanted to have fun, and ultimately, I got kicked out of that house because it was clear that my motives were not to turn away from the gay lifestyle.
And so in college, did you identify as gay?
Yeah, I guess I did. It felt so free for the first time in my life. Growing up in a conservative background with, a family that was farmers, and the guys all did masculine things, and they were all great at sports and liked to fish and kill, deer. And I didn't like to do any of that. I just was in the garden, and so it was such an awkward challenge.
It's time for Family Feud. And now, the star of our show, Steve Harvey.
Welcome to Family Feud Game Night, everybody. I'm your host, Steve Harvey.
I felt like I was supposed to be a Christian. I wanted to be a Christian, but I felt like it was the party that I wasn't invited to. Like there's this issue, and now there's really nothing I can do about that. And it is what it is. And I gave it a couple of, I thought worthy shots. I like, let's stand back. Let's get back with God. And, last a couple of weeks close. And
I don't know if this was a thing at that time, but did you ever think about going to a gay affirming church?
Y'all. Okay, these tags right now. We got a great show for you tonight. Now, we got the Ninjas family from the castle. Now the cast from the one movie, The Ninjas. It's the Ninja family. But they're standing in the way. They're the one sweaty gamers in Tilted Towers of Fortnite. It's the Gamers family.
And then I just started jump from
But standing in their way is the Gamers family. But standing in their way is the ones who play on Tilted Towers, the one they get sweaty. It's the Gamers family.
And it was gay affirming, but it was more just to go to the choir and then, something to do on Sunday morning. But no, gay affirming churches, that's what's weird.
And
Even after moving to New York, I have a taste for gay affirming churches.
now they're both competing for $25,000 for their favorite charity.
It's like I couldn't square that. I couldn't square that.
Yeah, square that whole. I was the same
These
way.
two teams are battling each other for $25,000 for their favorite charity.
That any sort of progressive Christianity, I knew it was false.
Yeah.
I just was like, if I never would become a Christian, it's not going to be a real Christian.
Let's get it on. Give me family. Give me Pat.
I don't know. He kind of protected me. So then
My bad.
you moved to New York.
Yo, my bad.
And what was that like? I mean, that must have been, it's a playground in New York. So,
Yeah, it's funny because I moved to New York, but
Okay.
honestly, for me, I was 25 years old, and my playground days kind of ended. Like I moved to New York, and when I hit the asphalt, it was all about work. Like it was not like New York was not a party city.
Okay, what?
I was never a huge partier. Like I never.
Okay, we gotta pause here, folks.
Like, that kind of stuff. Like I was.
Okay, we gotta pause here, folks, bro. Bro, what?
me too.
Okay, 4 answers on the board, bro. That's coming at the end of the whole game, bro.
And so
Okay, top 4 answers on the board.
it really was about work. And I was very shortly starting my business. So my going out was extremely limited in New York, which is kind of funny, but it didn't stop me from, like when I say going out, it wasn't like I was a hardcore partier. Of course, you would go out on occasion. It's like, I quickly, upon moving here within 6 or 8 months, fell into a relationship that lasted almost 9 years.
Wow.
So
Okay,
And-
there.
Okay, so, and then...
Now this is starting off weird.
Were you in serial relationships?
Now this is starting off weird.
So in Seattle, I was in a couple. Then I moved to New York, and then I was in this relationship for about 9 years. And when that went south,
This starting off weird.
It was a really strange, awkward situation. The guy basically.
Now this is starting off weird.
Crazy, and it was about a 2-year period of like extracting my life from his, and then I really went with almost a solid decade where I would date, I would have maybe relationships that would last a year or so, but never really a solid. So it was at that point I was growing the business, I was fully invested in my work, in my career, and it was more about just like dating as having a good time, but no serious relationship up until maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
And you mentioned that, basically career and beauty were your kind of idols, your gods.
Yo, what the?
Yeah, so it was really like,
Okay, what? Okay, bro, the buzzer is broken. The buzzer broken. Bro, the buzzer broken. There.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't go out a lot. I wasn't really part of a scene. New York's a big town. There's a lot of different scenes you can be a part of. So I would dabble a little bit in a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But it really was for me.
I know the lyrics. Wait.
Well,
Yeah, we already know the lyrics.
if I can't have God.
Yeah, we already know the lyrics, bro.
Try to make my life as successful and beautiful and
Okay.
parallel to that as possible.
Wait a minute. Let me look back
Yeah.
really quickly. Name of sign you would hear a kid says, say is on.
Yeah, I think at a certain point in your life, you
Probably.
became, and this happened to me too, where it was kind of like after college, I was sort of an agnostic, and then, ultimately, I really just became an atheist. I mean, I was like,
okay.
there's no way.
Okay, so you're basically saying that it's in animal sounds.
So you became an atheist.
So you're basically saying it's animal sounds. Animal sounds.
It took me 25 years to get to that point. I really did wrestle with it. I think
So you're basically
the first moment
saying animal sounds.
that I remember.
So you're basically
was probably
saying animal
3 or 4
sounds.
years after I moved into New York.
Animal sounds.
And I picked up a book, and I don't.
Yeah.
remember
Still counts.
Jesus,
Still counts.
Kind of was a little
It still counts, bro.
on basically the point was like,
I meant
why did
counts.
Jesus? Like, why, and it sort of, it gave me like this excitement,
Number
got
2.
some thoughts flowing, but again, it didn't seem quite
The pig. The pig. The pig. Dang it. Dang it.
let's just hope that we
Dang it.
can,
Dang it, the pig brother. Why does it always gotta be number one for him? Okay, Michael, we need an answer. Name a kid
and I would
sound you might hear a kid make when Old MacDonald is on. And what? The fish. The fish. The fish. The fish. Stupid. Exactly. Exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right.
Okay.
there was
Bro. Okay, I'm gonna go. My answer is I'm gonna go sheep.
I really got it about like okay, this like aligns
The
with
sheep.
Christianity. Like,
The sheep.
it's like,
Okay, my answer is gonna be the
think
sheep.
about death every day.
Yo, Tabby, we need an answer, brother.
So I kind of really
Hey, yo.
just jumped into Stoicism.
Nah, do not let him go over there. He will screw his butt up. Actually, he will screw my butt up. No, he will. No, he will screw. No, he's gonna screw me up. No, a horse. He's going to screw me up. He's going to screw me up. 2 strikes. 2 strikes. And the duck. The duck. The duck.
Make it work. It's like a little bit stiff upper lip. And I'm like, okay.
The duck. The duck. The duck. Really the duck. Really the duck. That's right. The duck. The duck.
You know, I think that around that time,
I'm gonna log in my
there
answer
was this young guy
for sheep.
started writing books on Stoicism, so it kind of became a
I'm going. Okay, you know what? I'm going over there. You know what? I'm going over there. Don't send him over here. He's gonna screw me up. He's going to screw me up.
By the way, so what?
He's going to screw me up.
This whole time in New York, I mean,
I am definitely gonna fail. Because him. Bro, I'm definitely gonna fail. Okay, just give him the X. No, do not send him over here, bro. He is going to screw me. No. He's gonna make me fail. No, he's literally gonna make me fail. Nah, bro, he's just... Okay, yeah. Oh, wait, I forgot there's a time limit. And his answer is wrong, so... No, 2v1. No, 1v2, bro. 3. I meant 3.
I so much while I couldn't admit it to myself and wanted their approval, and I knew that they were right and their beliefs were right, but as much as I wanted to try to shirk it and not have anything to do with it or not talk about it, I needed to.
Oh my goodness, bro. Now we're oh my, bro. Clear the board.
And would you visit them?
Oh my, clear the board. Clear the board. Yeah, I just had that in mind. The sheep. The sheep. What? How could a sheep not be up there, bro? That is crazy. Number 4. That is crazy. Number 4. Number 4. Number 4. That is crazy. Number 4.
We talk about business. I talk about business with my dad. I talk about gardening with my mom. Once we had exhausted those subjects, there was nothing left to talk about.
Okay, give me family, give me Michael. Roll me quickly. Quickly. Because I'm about to lose my mind. Quickly. I'm about to lose my mind. I'm about to lose my mind real quick. Bro, I'm about to lose my mind real quick. Get it here. Get it here quickly. I'm about to lose my mind. I'm about to lose.
Keeping them at bay is one thing.
And I honestly didn't know. I didn't think I would ever be able to change it.
Finally, top 5 answers on the board.
Acceptance that, well, this is how it's going to be. You know, this is the attitude of my life. Their blame aren't going to progress any further past this. You know, I remember telling my friend Elizabeth, I'm like, you know, they're amazing people and they're smart. They just have this religion, and the minute they come to this brick wall, it's like I think all rational thought just stops. You know, okay? And it's like, and that wasn't that long ago when I said that.
Pumpkin.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in 2020, were you engaged to be married to a
Whoa.
man?
So Christmas Day 2019, I asked him, the guy I was dating for about 6 years.
The pumpkin. Yeah.
Married.
Yeah, the pumpkin pie.
And at that point,
The pumpkin pie.
I realized that I was an atheist. And I was like, okay, this is it.
Yeah, the pumpkin pie.
You know, there's nothing out there.
If I said patch, I would be cooked.
And the funny thing is I had never, again, I was probably the most conservative gay man anybody's ever met, because I was not crazy about gay marriage. I just, you know, I never liked the term.
Bro, did you just?
Bro,
you are.
Marriage, I knew what marriage was. This isn't marriage.
Bro.
So, you know,
what are you guys doing right now?
It never.
What are you guys doing right now?
Really contemplated getting married. Because, you know, when I came out, gay guys didn't get married.
Okay, I'm just gonna ignore it. The pumpkin patch.
And now they want to be like everybody else. I didn't really understand that. Marriage was like never something.
I'm not sure. Let's see.
And then it was sort of like, well.
Let's see. And shut up, Pat. Let's see. And shut up, Pat. Like, seriously?
You can't say there's no God.
Why are you interrupting? Why are you interrupting? You interrupting, huh?
I sent a letter to my family telling them this, that we're like a lead balloon, of course. And then
Pumpkin pie, pumpkin patch. What else? Pumpkin blame.
And that was the beginning of 2020. So the wedding was supposed to happen in November of 2020.
Okay, cut the show out. Cut the show out.
And then from January, February.
Cut the show out, bro. Dude, why would you say that in the middle of the show right there?
And so, okay, and then COVID hit. So
Dude,
what happened after COVID hit?
Yeah, bro, cut that out, bro. We need to cut that part out. Cut it out. Cut that out. Cut that out, bro. Bro, what is going on with the bro? Bro was acting ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. Like, seriously, what is going on? I'm cutting. Shoot, I didn't start my camera. Oh my god, I gotta cut again. We might have to cut again. Oh my god. Dude, I forgot to start my camera in time. I didn't get the full intro. Dude, I forgot to start the camera. I forgot to start the camera. And and get these tags out of here, bro.
That was off the table.
And get these tags out of here.
It just made me rethink a lot of my thoughts. And
Okay, we gotta
about
cut.
the same time, I started listening.
Okay, where?
I don't know why. I started listening to
Bro.
the book on
Okay, yeah, cause the rule book says that I gotta get a full intro if you're recording. So
I
yeah.
listened to this book and I listened to half of it, and my brain was just like blown. I'm like, wait a second, why? Would
Yo, raise them up. Yo, raise them up. Yo, raise them up. Yo, raise them up. Raise them up, bro.
That if I kept listening, the more I listened to it, the more I knew, the more I would be convicted and responsible. And I was just like, this is great, let's enjoy it, package it up.
The star of our show, Steve.
Well, of course, I would have known this part of my story, but I would have known Christianity in the, I guess in the late 90s in LA, up until the time when I used to, and when it got to the part in the book, he kind of mentions homosexuality. I can't remember exactly, but he mentions homosexuality in a negative sense.
Yeah,
And I just took the book and I threw it across the room and it landed in the trash can.
Welcome to the Family Feud Game Night,
That was my
everybody.
experience with bare
I'm your
Christianity.
host,
I was just so
Steve.
furious. I was like, oh my god, get that out of here.
We gotta go, so
the first time I didn't get to like part of that so I was sick.
And so what happened after that? I mean, how did you end up going to or deciding to go to church, or did someone invite you
We got
to
a good
church? Like, how did that-
show for you tonight. Now, it's the Ninjas family.
I felt like an island of one now living in Manhattan.
The Ninjas family.
I think you guys were amazing, free-thinking people, but now you're not.
I meant the Ninjas
I'm, walking down the
for some
street
reason.
and like man Keller I'm like, and I was talking to my boyfriend. I was like, we gotta get out of here. Like, we used to love New York.
Okay, thank you, family. Okay, thank you, family. And we also have the gamers.
And like, maybe we need to start thinking.
Okay, thank you, family.
We think Nashville's
Now, everybody here trying to win their sales a lot of cash, and one of these teams are going to be getting out of here with $25,000 for their favorite charity. Getting out of here with $25,000 for their favorite charity.
Not necessarily, New York, but
Give me family, give me.
It happened so fast. I sold my house up in the Hudson Valley. I got a house now in Florida. I opened up an office. All kinds of part of me was like, okay, so am I going to be able to develop a community here? Like, there was always this like, I wanted to get back and help with my spiritual roots. I'm going to be down there. It's going to be a seasonal thing because I still keep my office in New York.
Alright.
My business is more.
Okay, bro, I already know. Okay. Okay, bro, come on, man. Bro, come on, man.
And I remember the first season.
Dude, what is going on with these tags today? What is going on with these tags today? Nice job, moderation. Nice job.
And I remember him just asking me all the time. He's like, when are we going to?
Bro, are you kidding me? Now they're just going to be lazy.
It'll never
Are you kidding me?
And I just, and I kind of, I just like, I'm like, listen, we have so much dogs, we have 2 houses now, 2 businesses, like, nobody's going anywhere, like, this is, like,
You're kidding.
Kicking the can down the road. We'll hear about that later.
Kicking the can down the road, but I'm just like, okay.
I will send them
know that I can make that
to.
commitment. Like, let's just keep it. It's
The cow.
but then, stuff I really started to be, I guess the best way of putting it is, actually you, in your testimony, and which will come to that, but like what you said was so.
I think I already know the answer to pig.
Peggy Lee, is that all there is? Is this all there is? Is this all there is?
Yeah, because we already know it's number 1.
The restaurants, the cocktails.
Yeah, we already know it's number 1, bro.
None of it means it's just it's not exciting. It's just another thing to do. I just remember thinking, between the alcohol and the gin and the restaurants and the clothes, and it's just like this. But this is what you're supposed to do as a middle-aged gay man. This is it.
Like dog.
Just fight off AIDS, God forbid.
I always say, when you're at least in California, when you hit a certain age, you're put out the costume.
Duck, that's right.
I was thinking New York. It must be Montauk or something. You go to Montauk after a certain age.
What? No, you just moved to East Hampton and it's just like, yeah. So, and that was starting to get a little scary. But what was really happening was that, this God-shaped hole really, spiritually, I was just starving. And I was starting to kind of.
Yeah, bro, he already knew.
Slightly Christian in my life.
He already knew. Why does the right team have 90 points? Yo, why does the right team have 90 points? Yo, why does the right team have 90 points?
And 23, I was up here and he was in LA.
Yo, can somebody fix it? Yo, can somebody fix that?
I want to go to church. And I didn't know even. I didn't
Okay, give me family and.
There's a lot of churches, but they all, have rainbow flags on the doors and everything. And I remember my parents who went to this church years before.
Alright, we're gonna top 5 answers on the board, and I already know from last episode that we had to cut.
The frick, which was just
Cut.
Love the frick.
That we had to cut.
It's like, you're in New York. You go to church
Anyways.
anywhere. You do something that you can't do anywhere else. But no, they went to church, and I remembered this church. I'm like, okay, well, if mom and dad went there, there's a good chance that it's probably pretty solid, So, I remember I had never watched a service online. I Googled it. I went. I just okay. I just hopped on my bike and went over.
Yeah, bro already knows. Yeah, he already knows. Yeah, bro already knows.
Okay.
Into the Lord and
the pie.
No,
Yeah, he already knows. Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, ever since the last round, we had to cut. We had to cut.
But it's due to me. And it's so nice walking in this church. It's called Times Square Church. It's in a big, beautiful I walked in and I'm like, wow, it's literally the streets of New York. It's very ethnically diverse. Like I was by a minority, it's like me and the pastor were the white guys. and I was just, but it literally was like, the worship was so amazing. It was, you know, it was just so beautiful. And then the preacher came out, and it was just like just nailed it. And I made my way down to the, you know, I feel like I was a little bit of a bait and switch, but somehow I ended up at the old.
Okay, Pop.
And like, this is great, and then I went to brunch. No, and then I came to the park at lunch.
Oh.
But I didn't go back for a year. I'm like, this is great, but what am I gonna do? I can't go back. Maybe I can go back 2 or 3 times, but God forbid I start to know somebody, and then it's like, okay, there goes that. You know, they're gonna ask about me, and they're like, so
Yeah.
this is great, but it's not gonna happen. But then that, and then the next year, I tried to get stable. I tried to show myself more than I try, whatever it means. I was like, it's like a last ditch attempt. You know, my boyfriend and I, we were
Pumpkin
we were
bread.
in gay therapy together.
Wait, what's pumpkin bread?
Because he was giving us books to read on like why monogamy
okay,
is natural and just, you know, garbage like this. And you know, it wasn't working. I was miserable, and I was, you know,
Okay, that's a dish, though. That's a dish. That's a dish, though. That's a dish. That is a dish. It's a dish. It's a dish.
And some little issues came up. I'm like, here we go, talk about this again. And it was like we hit a wall. It was just like, it was so obvious, like this is it. We like, and I remember as we were talking, like opening up a new screen on my computer and typing
Pumpkin
in,
puree.
you know,
I'm just,
video
bro.
apartments.
I'm just getting the benefit of the doubt, bro. Benefit of the doubt, bro. Benefits of the doubt, bro. Benefits of the doubt.
And I'm like, okay, well,
Benefits of the doubt.
so I'm gonna find a new place. I found a new place. that
Benefits, bro. Benefit, bro.
And you know,
Alright, dang it.
I thought,
Dang it. I should have thought of that. I should have come up with that.
there was just something crazy. I knew that I just felt like our lives were more like this. And we were having very personal person. Unusual lifestyle. I was just, you know, I was just the grunt. I didn't want to do any of it because I was miserable.
Like-
You know, it was pointless. I literally was so antisocial at this point because I just like cannot even stomach.
What is Pumpkin Kids? What is Pumpkin Kids? We'll be right back, folks. What is Pumpkin Kids?
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by
Hold up. Before I even say my phrase, what in the world is going on with the points? Wait. Okay. Oh.
You have got to give this. You've got to leave this.
Okay, welcome back to Family Feud Game Night. So, the Ninjas are in the lead with 90 points, and the Gamers are in the lead. I'm at second place with 80 points. Place with 80 points. So just give me.
Pressure gauge, you know, with the needle.
Okay, so give me. Okay, bro. Come on. Top 6 answers on the board.
100%. I'm like, okay. I just remember, like, here you go.
Oh, wait.
Like, I have no idea how this is gonna work, if it's gonna work. I know that I do not have the ability to wipe my
Okay,
face.
talk to
I
me.
have no self-control, and I want what
Okay,
I want.
thank
And
you.
it's like, honestly, we
Okay,
really
honestly, thank you.
this and deal with it.
Okay,
Because
honestly, thank you.
I know my
Thank you
ability
very.
in
Okay,
this
thank you very
department.
much.
I have no strength. And that was the beginning.
I don't even know.
And it was just like
What the heck is a famous city
crazy.
in New York?
It was just sort of like,
I'm guessing,
you know,
bro. Okay, the city itself, New York City. The city itself, New York City. Bro, then.
like the only gay guy who's no longer gay. And I remember walking around the street and being like, these people knew what was going on in my
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey. Chicken
jockey. Through the roof, just kind of went to the point that I'm like, let me go to the doctor because if this is because I'm 49 years old and that's cheating. And he's like, no, your testosterone levels are just fine. I'm like, okay, there's God. And it's like my eyes were so open to so many things, and then of course, like I just start like, I'm just starving, I'm hungry, I'm listening to sermons, I'm going to church, I'm just reading as much as I can. At that point, somebody had sent me your testimony, the 15-minute clip on Eric Metaxas.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe
I must have listened to that thing like 30 times. I'm like,
oh,
wow, okay, this guy, he gets it. I feel like
Manhattans.
because there were a lot of, I don't even know how to say this, like I feel like we had great lives. We had good business, we had the access.
Not this late, no sir.
Fashionable crowd, and
No, it's 11 o'clock.
we walked away from that. And so
Get your pillows and
that was a lot of encouragement to me, and there were so many things that
No.
went on with your
No,
life
no,
that I
no.
could totally
No,
relate to.
no.
I'm like, okay, so
No.
it just became. I was in the incubator. I didn't tell anybody. Nobody knew what was going on in my life. None of my non-believer friends, none of my family.
Go get your
But
stuff, Katie.
I was just soaking it all up. I was listening to this,
Okay,
12 shows a day.
I'm guessing here, bro.
And people
Yeah.
say, oh, you-
I don't even know, bro. I'm just guessing. I don't even know, bro. I'm guessing. Italy. I'm just guessing Italy. Oh. Okay, number 6.
The question that kept coming to my mind was, what are your principles? Because I always, my friends and everybody would always just assume that we're on the right side of history, every way we vote, every way that we but I'm like, why is this so complicated?
We'll be right back. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
People throw out that literally means less than nothing, So
Yeah, because there's no plumb line. Like with the Bible, with Christianity, there's a plumb line of truth, objective truth that you can measure and say, okay, this is right and this is wrong, and it's very clear. But when you're not a believer and you don't know God,
oh, you're a good person. You're a good person.
yeah.
It's like,
Hello?
it's just like,
Yo, Rem, hello?
very nebulous. It doesn't really
Yo, Rem.
you all feel good about
Hello?
yourself, and
Yo,
then,
Rem, hello?
keep living for yourself, because that's all we did. It was just
It goes
Yo.
to brunch a lot. Brunch is
Okay.
our church.
We'll be right back.
I remember in one of your podcasts, you were talking about
Okay. Welcome back to the Game Night Feud, everybody. Give me niche.
Just like, okay, so where, let's be honest, like where do you stand on these things? Like where do you stand on abortion? And
Well, all right, you don't have to tell me. Don't tell me.
So, but of course, I didn't bring up that's not the question. I didn't ask myself that, right? Because that wasn't, there's nothing I think about that. That was off the table. But it just did, it just made me rethink
Thanks.
a lot about
Okay, bro. Okay, bro, I have to type on my alt because, bro, what is going on with the tags? This one I have in my whole thing. That comes in the month of April, Easter, bro. Yeah, I know he's gonna say it. Is that, yeah, oh wait, bro said April Fools. April Fools. Bro said April Fool's Day. Easter, bro. Easter.
Like some weirdo Christian or anything, but I'm like, this is just so cool, and it's like
Easter.
I couldn't ever listen to the whole thing as much as I wanted to go back and listen to it. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, bro.
I knew that if I kept listening, the more I listened to it, or the more I knew, the more I would be convicted or responsible for it. And I was just like, this is great. Let's enjoy it. Package it up. He's an amazing brain, and move on. But can't go past that because then I'm gonna have to make.
Oh wait, yeah.
Well, of course, I don't know if you know this part of it.
Oh wait, resurrection season. Wait, it's resurrection. Bro, you disrespected the Lord like that by putting not putting that on the board. Bro, you disrespected. Bro, you disrespected. Bro, you just disrespected.
I was like, oh my god, get that out of here.
Oh, bro, you little disappointment.
Right.
You little disappointment. Earth Day. You little disappointment. You little disappointment. You disappoint me. You disappoint me. You disappoint.
This is, and I'm, walking down the streets listening to like Megan Kelly.
After all the Lord has done for you, you had treated him like this by not putting his season on there.
We gotta get out of here. Like, we used to love New York, but like,
yeah, we'll be right back, folks. Because please don't look what I'm about to do later.
I'm like, maybe we need to start thinking about moving to a red state. Like, we think Nashville's cool or Charleston, or I'm like, yeah, but I can't make a living there.
No, that's the blame to you and both the company. You put the answers there. You put them there. Closed captioning. Okay, closed captioning is sponsored in part by. And part by. Closed captioning, sponsored in part by. Closed captioning, sponsored in part by. Clear the buzzers. Clear the buzzers. And clear the points. This episode is an hour because of the other ones. Well, I can't. Well, I did. I cut them out. And it still led to an hour. Welcome back to Family Feud Game Night, everybody. The Kings, I meant the Gamers family has won the game. The Gamers family has won the game. The Gamers family has won the game. Huh? Hold up, I gotta... Okay, wait, hold up. Okay, but hold up. Okay, and now it's time to play. Okay, hold up, Jerry. I gotta do this really quickly. Okay, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions in 40 seconds. If you can't think of something, you say pass. If you and family come up with 200 points, tell everybody what you're going to win.
You know, and it's just like this. But this is what
Okay, if you and family can reach 200 points, look right there and tell everybody what are you going to win.
I always say, you know, when you're at least in California, when you hit a certain...
Okay, so if you and family can reach 200 points, tell everybody what you're going to win.
It must be Montauk or something. You go to Montauk after a certain age.
Because I'm getting tired of getting tagged. I'm getting tired of getting tagged.
It was starting to get a little scary, and but what was really happening was that this God-shaped hole really. I was spiritually, I was just starting, and I was starting to.
Macaronis.
Anybody who was slightly Christian in my life. Conversations with them, but
You ready?
It was never in a million years. I'm like, there's no way.
40 seconds on the clock, please.
You know, there was so much about it. I hungered for so many conversations, but it just, you know, at some point it's like.
Amen. You talking to me?
I
No.
got to the point where
You said you talking to me?
No.
Well, actually,
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much does your purse weigh?
23. I was up here and he was in LA for work.
Through 10.
And I was just like, man, I should just go to church. You know, I wanted to go to church.
Through 10.
I didn't know Christians in that.
On a scale of 1 through 10.
You know, have rainbow flags.
Through 10.
Yeah.
Doors and everything. And I remember my parents who went to this church years before in the early 2000s when they had come a couple of times.
How much does your purse weigh?
I'd never go with him.
On a scale of 1 to 10. On a... Okay, I need to find a question. Name a color on a car that you can get. Okay. A scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate your avatar? A scale 1 to 10. Name something that happens in the month of April.
This was 20.
Fill in the blank. Pie in the what?
No, I'm sorry. This was 22.
Fill in the blank. Pie in the
It was
what?
Father's Day, June 22. So I remember his Father's Day.
Name a color in a traffic light.
Pre-service, and he was just so happy I was there. I just said Happy Father's Day.
Name a color
But, you know, it's
in a
June, so
traffic
it's
light.
everything's just like rainbows and and it was so nice walking in this church. It's called Times Square Church, and it's in a big, beautiful
Okay, end the timer and turn around.
Broadway theater that they bought in the 80s. And so it's huge. And I walked in and I'm like, wow, it's literally the streets of New York. It's very epic.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Like me and the pastor were like the white guys.
Oh wait, yeah, you gotta give an answer.
Literally, it was like, the worship was so amazing.
Wait, yeah, you gotta.
It was just so,
It's pie in the what?
the preacher came out, and it was just like,
In the cream.
nailed it.
So it's pie in the
I made my
what?
way down to the, I put on a little bit of a bait switch.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does your purse weigh? You said. On a scale of 1 to 10, 2 pounds, survey said. 2 pounds, survey said. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate your avatar? You said.
So,
Yeah.
this is great, but let's not gonna happen.
On a scale of 7, survey said.
Actually tried to get gayer. Like I tried to throw myself more in the lifestyle, whatever that means. I was like,
Name something that happens in the month of April. You said. Name something that happens in the month of April. Easter, survey said. Fill in the blank. Alright, fill in the blank. Pie in the what? You said. Fill in the blank. Pie in the what? That's it. The face, survey said.
we were actually,
Name a color in a traffic light. You said.
we were in a Zoom therapy session. And somebody was
Survey said.
this is it. I remember how we were talking, opening up a new screen on my computer, typing on New York City appointment.
Let's bring out family.
We came back from his office, and back to his apartment, and we just were like, okay, this is the end of the world. And my
Family, I got some good news
and
and bad news. Which one do you want to hear?
you know, and
Good.
I felt like over the past couple years, I can take this.
Alright, so the good news is he got 194.
There was just something.
94.
I just felt like our lives were more like this.
The good news is he got 194. And the bad news is if you don't get this, you're the dumbest person on Fast Money. Person on Fast Money. Like, you're so close.
Yeah.
So
You're
I remember I moved into the new apartment, and there was that moment, and the door clicked behind me.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you the same 5 questions. You cannot repeat the answers. If you do, you're gonna hear this sound.
The voice was being like, "Are you sure you want to do this now? You haven't been single in a while. It's the beginning of summer. You got your, your buyers. You can have a great time. Pick this. If you want to do this church thing, pick it up in the fall or something. No, wait until winter. Nobody goes to church.
Yo.
Go to the beach.
Yo.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Okay, I'm gonna say try again. You can give me another answer. Now, this round is gonna be tougher, so we're gonna give you 50 seconds. And let's remind everybody of his answers. And let's remind everybody of his answers. Alright, 50 on the clock. Alright, 50 on the clock. On a scale of 1 to
like I said,
10,
like, okay,
how much
I
does
felt
your
like-
purse weigh?
Well, at that point, I hadn't really sort of like given it up yet. I'm just like, we're just still dipping my toes in the water.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you rate your avatar?
And ultimately, it got to the point during worship one Sunday that
Name something that happens in the month of April. You said, I meant
you have got to give this, you've got to lay this in class, like just
April
like you thought
Food.
that went into my head. And I just remember when I think about that moment, there's two visuals.
Pie in the what?
There's a worship team and people like there were two I remember two things. I just remember a cross up here on a hill, and I remember
Name a color in a traffic light.
like traffic gauge, with the needle. Okay, God, you want me to give
Okay, I know his answers.
my sexuality.
Okay, I already know his answers.
10%, 20%, okay, 60%, 70%,
And
80%. I'm like,
end the timer.
Stop right there. And it was like, no. It's like,
Okay, we need 6 points.
100%.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Here you go. Like,
how much do you rate your avatar? You said
if it's gonna work, I know that I do not have the ability to white knuckle it, and I have no self.
on a scale of 1 to 10.
And so literally, you're gonna have to take it and deal with it.
He said 8.
I know my ability.
Oh, and a 3. A 3, survey said.
And that was the beginning. And it was just like, I mean, it was crazy. It was just sort of like, nobody knew. None of the family knew. If I thought I was planned on doing, because I had more creative information than I had. Well, now I remember walking down the street.
3 was the number 1 answer. 3 was the number 1 answer. 3 was the number 1 answer. That's $20,000. That's $25,000. I'm Steve Harvey. We'll see you next time. Well, that's $20,000. I'm Steve. We'll see you next time. 25,000. That's $25,000. That's $25,000.
Because there were a lot of, I don't even know how to say it, like I could tell like a lot of people, we had greatness, we have big business, we have the access to the profitable side, we walked away. And so that was a lot of the focus, there was a lot of those so many things that went on in life that I could totally relate to. And like, okay, so, then it just became,
Hey, Jerry,
I was in the
do I have time to do one more show or no? Do I have time to do? Oh, wait. No, it's 11:24.